Head. Well, start off. Obviously, we're losing Leicester tomorrow. We got some serious problems. Sorry about that with the mic. So yeah, if we're losing to Leicester tomorrow, we've got some serious problems with them losing 7 of the last 8 games. I want to hear kind of your thoughts on kind of where we are as a team right now. I know we've lost a lot of players, and look at Marcus Rashford, 𝗕𝗓𝙍, Anthony. So those are good starters, or big heads that have played in the Man United team, and it looks like 𝗕𝗓𝙍 with his press conference today is talking about bringing up some youth. I know we're looking at 𝗕𝗓𝙍 coming in, which is going to be a really good thing, giving him some game time. And what I kind of want to talk about with that, though, is really, is it the right time to be bringing him up through with the youth, or is it something we should be doing more in the Premier League? Obviously, with the Premier League, it doesn't look like we're going to get a European spot right now. Whereas bringing the youth through the FA Cup or even the Europa League, I don't think, for me, that's the right place to do it, because they're two competitions that we can win and get Europe next year. I'm also on the line that I don't want Europa next year, but at the same time, I kind of do want Europa next year. We all know the money coming in from Europa is going to be a big help towards our summer spending. And with the likes of Rashford and Anthony probably going in the summer, it's going to be a lot of money coming in, and anything else is going to be an extra that it really is going to help us moving forward. Sanjeev, you're saying, not gonna lie, don't care about the game, but it should be a W. They are shocking as well, other than Vardy. Yeah, I agree. Losing 7 in the last 8 games, Sanjeev, it's not good to be losing to them tomorrow, to be quite honest with you. I think some heads are going to start turning in the aspect of 𝗕𝗓𝙍 out tomorrow, if that's something that does happen. So it's definitely not something that we should be looking at. We don't want it. But Q saying, I'd say you're pretty close to the point of giving the youth a shot. We've given the starters too many chances. No, I absolutely agree. I think we should give the youth some spots, but I'm not quite sure whether we should do it in the FA Cup. It's definitely a competition we should look to win this year. The prize money as well as a European spot. So for me, I would be looking more to give the youth more of a shot in the Premier League. Obviously, we're not going to make Europa. I certainly don't want the Conference League. So I know we're not going to make Europa this year in the Premier League. So I think that's more of an area to give them a shot rather than the Europa League or the FA Cup. And let me know if you guys disagree, but I definitely think that is something we should definitely look to do. Regarding 𝗕𝗓𝙍𝙬, I know 𝗕𝗓𝙬 has been looking at has been training with the first team, should I say, which is great news. I've been watching a lot of his youth games recently. He looks like he's stepping up his ability and his strength training to join the first team. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean he's ready. I think it's just worth giving him a shot. See where he is in regards to his ability right now. If he's not there yet and he's not doing very well, we can always send him back down to the end of the year and then start integrating him more next season. In the summer, and then integrating him more into the team next year. But it's definitely worth looking at. There's a lot of other young, talented players coming through our under-21s. I know our under-18s only just lost their first game of the season last weekend, which is a really impressive feat for our youth team. I'm not sure kind of where it should be. 𝗕𝙊𝙀𝙀 shouldn't bring up any youth until the form has improved a bit. At this point, we could win 1-0 or lose 5-0. Not to Leicester, but in the league generally, it'd be a bit brutal for them. No, I agree. I would say more giving them a chance against, say, Wolves. A team that is kind of where we are in the league right now. I just don't see giving them a chance in the FA Cup, because it's the same principle, right? If we give them a chance in the FA Cup and they go out and they get hammered 5-0, it's going to be brutal for them too, but it's also we're out of a competition. You know, we don't want to end up kind of like Arsenal, let's say, because, you know, Arsenal losing yesterday, they're out the FA Cup, they're out the Carabao Cup, they're pretty much out the Premier League race, and they're starting to grate a lot more of their youth players right now. You know, because of their injuries, and those youth are doing really well. And if our youth is anywhere close to being as good as their youth, I don't see why we shouldn't start bringing them in the Premier League. I'm not saying bring 4 or 5 in, but definitely bring 1 or 2 in. Collier's doing really well right now. I don't think he's a starter, but he's integrating with the team very well. And that's definitely we should look to do with, you know, the likes of 𝗕𝗶𝗴 now, is kind of bring them up, give them 10 minutes at the end of the game, see how they're doing, and go from there, because Collier is definitely, you know, someone that I don't think is going back down. I think he's a great backup for 𝗕𝗀𝙀. And it looks like we may be playing a new system. I was listening to Amram today. It looks like 𝗕𝗶𝗴 is going to be playing that 10 spot tomorrow. From listening to what he was saying, so that's good news. I just wanted to kind of go over my squad with me, my squad for tomorrow. I'm going to start 𝗕𝗊𝙍 in goal. I was hearing that he's injured, but now I'm hearing he's not injured, so it looks like he'll be starting tomorrow. So I'll go with 𝗕𝗊𝙍, Maguire, De Ligt, and Euro as the back three. I'm going to go ahead and put Dorgu at left centre back, Bruno Fernandes and 𝗕𝗀𝙀 in the centre positions, Ahmed as right wing back, Garnacho and Mainoo as the 2 10s, and I'm going to go with 𝙈𝙀 up front. I think his ability to hold up the play, I know he's not scoring very well right now, but his ability to hold up the play is a hell of a lot better than you know, Rasmus Højlund. I don't think Rasmus Højlund is offering Manchester United anything at all right now. His one touch is horrendous. So I would go ahead and start 𝙈𝙀 up front. And then hopefully 𝗕𝗶𝗴 on the bench. It could be a good opportunity to give him a good run out at the end, last 15, 20 minutes, just to see where he's at. Jordan saying, agreed, FA Cup is too important for us right now. I'd stick them on the bench, though, because if we're losing 2-0, we may as well throw them on with a laugh, and who knows what will happen exactly. If we look back at what happened to a lot of the younger people from Man United, you know, you look at Rashford. Rashford came on, I believe it was it a European game or an FA Cup game, came on and scored against Arsenal, and then in the Premier League the next week scored. So it's definitely something we should look to do. Start bringing that youth up, because the team is very, very depleted right now, and it's kind of worrying. I don't think we're going to get relegated. I'm sorry, Cheese. But for me, it's time to integrate some of these youth academy, some players. Let me know if you guys should think Dorgu should start tomorrow. Sanjeev, I think we need to start Højlund and hope he figures it out, because there ain't a lot else. You're right. As a striker wise, there isn't much else. He needs to figure it out. But for me, you know, it's a must win game tomorrow. It really is a must win game for Man United tomorrow. So playing 𝙈𝙀, I think, gives him more options, especially if you're going to play Garnacho and Mainoo as the 10s. You know, they're going to be able to, you know, get in behind, and 𝙈𝙀 can kind of drop back and throw the ball to them. I know that's kind of Bruno's position, especially if he's dropping back now. It looks like he may be playing that 8 role a little bit more. or 6, should I say. So this, and I'm just going off of what 𝗦𝗶𝗴𝙍's been saying. It really does look like it's going to be his position. Because I think Maynu is wasted in that position next to Ugarte. I don't think that's his position. I know last year we were playing a different system and he was able to get forward a lot more, was able to create more, was able to score, and I don't think he scored this year. So I think it is time for a swap between Bruno and Maynu, and just to see how it happens. Quinton, I'd say get 𝙈𝙀 in like the 60th. He has to play at some point tomorrow. He does. I don't want to hear these Ten Hag excuses where, oh, he's not ready, blah, blah, blah. We looked at it with Ugarte, right? Ten Hag wouldn't start him. He wasn't ready. And it was one of the reasons that ended up getting him fired in the end, because Ugarte has been sensational. Now, he's had some bad games here and he's had some bad games there. I still believe he's, getting used to the Premier League. I think he's averaging a yellow card a game right now. So if he was integrated a little bit more with the team, I think we could have pulled out a few more draws. I'm not saying wins, but at least a couple of more draws in those games that we were losing under Ten Hag. And it would have integrated in with the team a little bit better. So yeah, that's my kind of lineup for tomorrow. Let me know what kind of lineup you guys are looking for. I think 𝙈𝙀 definitely has to start. But I'm not expecting too much from 𝙈𝙀 tomorrow. Keep a clean sheet, get forward a little bit, show some of the crosses that I've seen online, which have been really good. So that's really all I'm asking for tomorrow. Maynu, I would like to see a little bit more from Maynu tomorrow. A little bit more. You're given the opportunity now in the 10. This is where you want to be. So I want to see a little bit more tomorrow. The only thing I'm a little more concerned about is the Maguire on the left instead of the center of this defense. We don't really have a left-footed player right now to slot into that left center back position. So it's kind of worrying to me. I was hoping for Luke Shaw to come back. Luke Shaw is injured again. It doesn't look like it's going to be a big one. It looks like he'll be back in training next week. So I'm not kind of sure what kind of injury it was and why it was released into the public with the whole Luke Shaw is injured again and the headlines if he's going to, if it was back again next week. So that's kind of where I am. My prediction, I'm going to stick with 2-1 for tomorrow. I know we said that on Tuesday's show. I'm going to stick with a 2-1 again. I think we concede possibly a Jamie Vardy goal, but it's definitely something. It's definitely something we're gonna do. I think I don't see this defense right now. It's either the strikers are hot or the defense is hot. That it doesn't seem to come together as one. But the only time, to be fair, that we have kind of seen it come together as one has been against the Leicester game, when 𝗦𝗶𝗴𝙍 was in charge, where we kind of destroyed them in the Premier League. So I think if we can get anywhere close to that tomorrow, that's kind of where we need to be. Just want to ask you guys, is there any other kind of youth players that you would like to see come up tomorrow? Jeeves, I know you're into the youth academy. So anyone you'd like to come up? Easy, Vardy, ATGS, Quinton, I'd like to, a clean sheet, optimistic 2-0 from you. I'd love it. I'd love for a clean sheet tomorrow. 𝗕𝗓𝙍 hasn't let too many goals in. I know he had a mare at, Tottenham. But that was his first game in. You can't expect a player to come in like that and, expect to be great when you haven't been playing at all. 𝗕𝗓𝙍 hat-trick. I'd be impressed. I'd say, see what the odds are on that. Sanjeev is going 5-2 to Manchester United. I'm assuming it's Manchester United. But it wouldn't surprise me if you thought it was somebody else. But that's it for today. I just wanted to pop on, give my kind of take on a look ahead for tomorrow's game. 2-1 Man United. Quinton, he's going 2-0, and Sanjeev 5-2. Anybody else, please leave in the comments below what you kind of feel would be the score for you guys, and your lineups. Love to hear from you guys. But everybody else, peace out, and we'll see you. I think for the Monday, but I believe we might be doing something else. Real quick one, Jordan. If 𝙈𝙊𝙍𝙀 starts, I'd start 𝙈𝙊𝙍𝙀 because of 𝙈𝙊𝙍𝙀's running and crossing will help create the chances 𝙈𝙊𝙍𝙀 should thrive off. I wouldn't go with Maguire. Vardy will target him and thrive sprinting at him. Who would you put at the back then, Jordan? Because I know we don't exactly have a lot of choices. Would you start Heaven tomorrow? I know Heaven's coming in to, I know he's going to come in and be on the bench. At least he's going to be a bench player. But he is left-footed, so it's not an option. It is a kind of an option there. But I'm not sure who you would start ahead of Maguire, because it looks like for me those are the only 3 options that we have there. Unless you're going with 𝗦𝗶𝗴𝙍 on the left there. I wouldn't put 𝗈𝙗𝙗 on tomorrow. I think 𝗈𝙗𝙗 needs a rest. It's definitely something that we should be giving him. Even bringing up 𝗕𝗓𝙗𝙗 maybe for tomorrow. Doesn't look like that's what's going to happen, but there's definitely an option in the future in the Premier League, bringing 𝗕𝗓𝙗𝙗 in, swapping and changing with 𝙈𝙗𝙗. Lindelof is back. Oh boy. Lindelof is back. Yeah, he is. He is back. I'm not putting him in the team though. I don't think Lindelof should be in the team for the rest of the season. He's clearly going in the summer. Clearly not going to offer him a new contract. So unless there's some serious injuries, I would not be putting Lindelof into this team. We need to move on. We need to get a consistent team running. A lot of players have gone now, so without the youth, we're going to be having a very consistent formation right now and a very pick. Jordan's going with Euro, de Ligt, and 𝗦𝗏𝗡 for me. At the back, Maz to take the Martinez role, stepping up, and lots of pace in Euro. Yeah, I agree with that too. I think that's it's a good back line. We know 𝗦𝗏𝗡's played on the left wing for Bayern in the past. He has the ability to cross. Ten Hag's played him up front. And that's something we're seriously going to miss, is that Martinez stepping up and playing that ball over the top. We're really going to miss that. So if 𝗦𝗏𝗡 can step anywhere up to that and give us some options there, that would be a great fit. I didn't really think of that, Jordan. So, thank you for that. Q's wearing my Lindelof kit tomorrow. Good luck, man. Wear it while you can, because unfortunately, as of June this year, he will no longer be a Manchester United player. It's time to move on from Lindelof. The guys as injured as Luke Shaw and Mason Mount right now. Sanjeev, are you going to wear your Lindelof kit tomorrow? I hope so. So yeah, that's it from me, guys. I appreciate all the chats, everyone coming in and chat. We'll be back on Monday. I'm going to get some more videos out this weekend. We did release 2 videos today, so please go give those a watch. Q, I'll ping you after this. We can jump on and play some games. But everybody else, peace out, and I will see you next week.